Hola, buenos dias. How's it going, everybody? I'm Paul Burge, and I'm an Englishman living right here in Madrid, and you found the When in Spain show. Coming up in this episode, love and romance. Let's look at some really quite interesting and quite funny Spanish language vocabulary for, I don't know, these are what I would call terms of endearment, you know, so how you might refer to your loved one. And the first one I'm going to look at, and I've heard some of my Spanish friends use this quite a bit. Fatty. They call each other fatty, as in fatty. And it's perfectly acceptable. It's not rude. No one's going to get offended if you call your lover fatty. In Spanish, it's gordi. Gordi. So hola gordi, ay mi gordi, ¿qué tal gordi? Gordi, gordi, gordi. And it comes from the Spanish word gordo or gorda, which means fat. So yeah, it's like fatty. So hi fatty. Love you, fatty. Quite funny. I quite like it. Another really, really common expression to use in Spanish to talk about your loved one, your lover, is your half orange. Yeah, you're half orange. So imagine you've got your orange, you cut it in half, you are one half of the orange and your lover is the other half of the orange. And it's the, mi media naranja. Mi media naranja. It's super common actually for someone to say, ay, tú eres mi media naranja, you are my half orange, you are the other half of my orange, basically, which I think is quite different. And oranges are cultivated a lot in Spain and they're everywhere, so it kind of makes sense, I suppose. The other one, which I haven't heard so much, and I didn't actually know about this until I was just doing a bit of research for vocabulary. My little pigeon. I've never heard this at all, and if anyone who's Spanish is listening to this, or anyone who lives in Spain has heard this, please leave a comment below. Tell me if you've heard or used this. I've never heard it. Little pigeon. Mi pichoncito. I've never heard it. Or pichoncita, if it's a girl. Pichoncita, my little pigeon. I don't know if it's not particularly romantic to compare your lover to a kind of dirty city-dwelling bird who's probably got half its foot missing. Debatable. Another one, again, which I haven't heard very often, and it's a little bit crude, maybe, if you're Anglo-Saxon, but, you know, Spaniards will just get straight in there with these kinds of words. It's like kind of referring to female genitalia. Chochito. Chochito, which means like little female genitalia, so it's like little vagina. Chocho is like a slang word. Chocho is a slang word for vagina. Mi chochito apparently is a term of endearment. I'm going to say I've never heard it, and I'm going to say caution with using that. Maybe I'm going to check with a Spaniard to see if that's true or not. Maybe don't say it in front of your lover's parents or their family. Maybe use that one sparingly, or check first if it's not. According to the research I've done, it's considered a term of endearment, not offensive to call your lover chochito. What else have we got? This one, not really to you. Don't use it directly with your lover, with your partner. La parienta, mi parienta. Mi parienta, it's a bit like saying the missus, or we might say in the UK, indoors, the missus. Yeah, it's not good. You obviously wouldn't say that in front of your partner or to your partner or lover, and you probably shouldn't say it at all, really. It's not very nice. The missus. But la parienta is the equivalent, in case you were wondering, of how a guy might refer to their wife. now to the really kind of common ones. This one you hear a lot. My soul. Eres mi alma, mi alma. Alma is soul, and people often refer to their loved one as mi alma. Mi alma, mi alma. Eres mi alma. Ay, mi alma. Te amo, mi alma. Whatever. Okay. My soul. I've heard of it a little bit. I don't think it's as common to call your lover my little insect or my bug. And I suppose in English, I don't know if anyone ever uses it, but is there an expression like my love bug or something like that? I guess that this would translate to that. So it is mi bichito, mi bichito, mi bicho. Bicho or bichito. My bug or bichito, my little bug, mi bichito. What else have we got? Super common, mi amor. Mi amor, my love. Really common, ay mi amor. And you could also say mi cariño, as well. Cariño is like kind of, well, it's like, it means love as well, I suppose. It's like affection. If someone is cariñoso, they're like loving or they're affectionate. But yeah, mi amor. And you wouldn't say mi cariño, sorry, you'd say cariño, like darling, cariño, can you blah blah blah. It's a bit like darling, I suppose. Another really common one is mi cielo, my sky. Eres mi cielo, or ay gracias cielo, or something like that. It means my sky. But also in Spanish, cielo means heaven. So I'm not quite sure how that is meant to be translated. Whether when you call someone mi cielo, whether you're calling them my sky, or whether you're calling them my heaven. I'm not sure. The next one I'm going to give you is mi corazón, my heart. Corazón is heart, el corazón. And you are my heart. That's really common. I've heard that a lot, and amongst lovers. And sometimes, you know, like when you go into a shop, and or in my case, that there close to our work, there is a sandwich shop, like a bakery. And every time I go in there, the lady behind the counter, who's probably in her, I don't know, 50s. Maybe 60s, always says hola mi corazón, hello my heart. So it's like people use it affectionately, not only with their loved ones but with anyone maybe as well, and I love it. It always makes me smile. So hello my heart. What else? And the other classic as well, mi reina, my queen. And if it's a guy, mi rey. Eres mi rey. Hola mi rey. Hola mi reina. My king or my queen. It kind of makes sense, I suppose. How would you say that I love you? You would say there are two ways to say it in Spanish, actually. And there's slightly different levels. So I suppose the most common way to say it is te quiero. Te quiero mucho. I think everyone knows that. Super common. And you can use te quiero with your family. You can say it to really close friends, like I really love you, mate. And you know, you could say it to your family. And te quiero you would use maybe at the beginning of a relationship, when you're not, you know, in the in a honeymoon period. No, in the beginning, in maybe the first few months, and you want to sort of tell the person that you love them, and you would say te quiero. And the literal translation of that is quite strange, really. It's quite curious. It actually means I want you. Te quiero, I want you. So that's level number 1 of I love you. Level number 2 of I love you is te amo. Te amo, from the verb amar, which it literally does mean to love. This is a bit stronger. You would not say this to your mum, dad, brothers, sisters. This is only really for romantic love. Only for romantic love, and it's considered much stronger. Yeah, te amo, and you'd use it with your lover. But when you are really into the relationship, you're very committed. And you've been together a long time. It's like deep romantic love. So that's how you say I love you. What about falling in love? you can't translate it directly in Spanish. And I actually prefer the English for expression, because to fall in love, it's like it's beyond your control. It's sort of like you can't help it. It's something that just happens to you. You've been hit by the arrow of Cupid. Incidentally, the arrow is una flecha. Una flecha. But there's an expression in Spanish which is quite nice, which is this like love at first sight, and it's flechazo, which means a big arrow. Flechazo, boom. But I prefer the expression in English, to fall in love. For me, it makes more sense. It's something that is sort of beyond your control. It's like, whoa, fallen in love. But in Spanish, it's enamorarse, a reflexive verb, enamorarse, to fall in love with someone. So, example, if you wanted to say, I'm in love with you, you would say, me estoy enamorado de ti. Me estoy enamorado de ti. I'm in love of you, really, is how they would say it in Spanish. I'm falling in love with you. Me estoy enamorando de ti. I'm falling in love with you. And finally, if you wanted to like take it down a notch and you maybe are kind of trying to flirt with someone or trying to express that you're interested in someone, you might just say something like me gustas, you know, I like you, or me gustas mucho, or something like that. You might say a bit more colloquially, I don't know, tú me molas, like, I think you're great, you know, I think you're really cool, I really like you, you're great. Yeah, that's really common to say. And the language works pretty much the same. Then after that, do you want to go out? Do you want to have a drink? You know, how you would normally say it in Spanish. I'm not going to go through all of that vocabulary. Boyfriend and girlfriend in Spain are commonly referred to as novio and novia. Novio is the guy, novia is the girl, and quite often the term pareja is used. So pareja is a couple, but individually you might refer to mi pareja, my partner, as well. So it's a couple, the word is the same. Una pareja is a couple, pero mi pareja is my part. Estamos vacilando. It's like we're just fooling about, we're just messing around. It's nothing serious. Another one I've heard is tenemos un cuento. Tenemos un cuento. It's like we've got a history, or we've got a story. So we're like, we're not together, but there's something between us, or there has been something between us. You know, it might translate as we're seeing each other, something like that. I think that's the only kind of really expressions I've heard of before. Another one, pardon my language, but you know, that people say, is fue amigos, which in English is like fuck buddies, you know, so people who don't want anything serious, but they like each other and they just have sex with each other. Not that I had to give a definition for that, sorry. So, until the next time, cheers and gracias. Adios.